In the second part of animating pre-generated images, I will talk about the nuances of how to animate the images with the least spent credits, and I will also show you the specifics of start and end frame, which I'm gonna use throughout the whole video. Adobe is very strict on the content you upload into it, so I'm just reconverting it with Nano B Pro, uploading the image which was restricted, and I just simply tell do not change anything. I download this image and I can freely use it in Adobe for animating it with start and end frame. As you can see, the images are totally the same, and it's the beauty of Nano B Pro that it does not hallucinate. It was trained so, and by mixing, for example, Nano B Pro with Seedance or with Midjourney or Reeve, you can get a really good combination for brand content. Creativity of the setup plus the consistency of the brand product. Let's move on to the start and end frame. In the start frame, I upload the empty glass blender container plus the end frame halfly filled with ice cubes. Why do I use VO 3.1 fast? It's because it spends least credits in Adobe Suite. Sora I am a bit scared to use because it's kind of uncontrollable, but fast option of the VO, it spends much less. Just VO, it spends 400 credits, and on Adobe you get 4,000 credits. So with fast, and again, it's kind of a simple task, to be honest. VO works for very sophisticated prompts, but VO fast, it's good for simple tasks. The texture of the ice cubes disappears while falling, and I would consider it a defect for brand content. So I would just go with VO, which I have tested before in the first part of the 7th part of the video. And on Gemini, you can get the VO version for free, saving up the credits on Adobe. When you have generated each video, you estimate the one which you need to fix badly, and you move on to Adobe or Higgsfield or Crea, whatever, after you have generated the whole bunch of content. Here I'm testing out my creative idea. Since I have generated the image where the ice is fully stuck in the air, I will just make a close-up shot of it, and I will tell AI to make kind of frozen motion and effect, and let's see how it will get into it. Yeah, this is the specific of VO fast. It abrupts, I guess, the videos. So maybe it's again a task for VO. The technique which I also love to use is to test out the task on a least expensive model, to test out the prompt and if it's capable of doing so. VO fast, as you can see, it really makes very amateur match cuts or editings with this non-gradiental transitions, video transitions, I would say like that. And I chose VO 3.1. I expand the prompt upon the visionary result again, which we have talked about in previous videos. Guys, I'm so amazed by this option. It's very creative, the cubes are realistic, and this transition is amazing. I will definitely include it into my final video. It often happens that you propose a creative idea to AI and it reimagines it, understands in its own way, and you get another creative idea, not similar to the one you imagined, but just different and authentic. In the next steps, I just plan to make a reverse of the video which I got, how it slides back the glass blender, and then normally the cubes fall into the blender, fully making it full. Or at least I will just have a backup shot, the usual motion of the ice cubes. If the creative motion, it's way too creative, just to have the backups during the editing steps. Here I show you the credits pricing policy on Higgsfield, and it varies drastically. For Sora, Sora, it's more expensive than VO on Higgsfield, and Kling, Seedance, these are the golden standards and they can cost the least. The task which I'm doing right now, I set up the empty frame with the filled up blender, and the hand needs to just go into the frame. So I use Kling 2.1 for 10 credits, and it makes it perfectly. Because mostly the scene is the same overall for 80%, which I have showed you before. Yes, you see, it's pretty good. And I got the Pro subscription on Higgsfield, and 10 credits per video, it's kind of nothing. So it's a really good option if you have a similar task to budget your credits wisely. What I do next, I rearrange the pictures. So the end picture goes onto the place of the first picture, and then I add a new picture. By this, you can make the loop, and the video might seem non-endless. Also, please pay attention to the prompt structure which I use. It formed naturally throughout 2 years of experience with AI. Firstly, you mention the movement of the camera. It's really important because otherwise you don't know which result you're gonna get, and in general the motion. The motion is very important in the whole video. Then the action which is supposed to happen, like hand pours the protein chocolate powder right into the glass blender cup. It's the level of objectivity. In prompting, in recreating the image, it's the same. You raise up this level of objectivity to the maximum. And the third part of the video prompt which I use, it's steady motion, gradual motion, or it's dynamic motion. You give the character to the video which you want to recreate. And as well, since it's commercial, I add professional videography, or you can also add advertising style, commercial style videography. I really love to add the slow motion effect into prompt when it's kind of a simple task, because slow motion adds more shots automatically into the video, and by this you can regulate the speed and work on creativity with speed curves. Pay attention to the credits policy on different platforms. On Higgsfield, if you notice it right now, for 4 seconds of video fast, you spend only 11 credits. Whereas in Adobe, it's 80 credits. In Korea, I was working it a couple of months ago, and I didn't like Korea at all for its high consumption. For Higgsfield, I would point out that it's the least consumption credits platform out of all in the market in the end of 2025. Higgsfield is the only platform where you can choose the ratio of the seconds of video fast 4, 6, and 8. It's really notable, and it's a good credits management strategy. In this video, I tried VO Fast, and surprisingly, it was really good in terms of package consistency. It didn't distort the package, it did not turn it around in other angles, and it didn't hallucinate the overall package style. The logic of the motion, it's very good, so I would consider it a good prop for a further video. This video combination was successful, so I just move on with pre-generated images, which I was showing you throughout the whole videos. You can see the prompt on the screen which I use. So firstly, I decided to go with VO Fast because it gave me amazing result previously. But as you will see, right now the result, it's not that good, so I'm just trying out different video generating models like Kling and also VO in Dramina for free and Qwen. The motion is logic, however, the visual appeal of the glass blender with chocolate milk and the position of the ice cubes is not aesthetically appealing, plus the ending frame. It was so common for AIs just to switch into the last frame in little of seconds, in no time, so that I'm not going to get this prop into the final version. It is a defect. As for the Kling, the texture of the milk, it's super slow and thick. It does not look realistic, so Kling read the prompt literally. I will not use this one. I have a principle: if you created a task once, you need to use it everywhere, because thinking about the prompt, the level of objectivity takes a lot of efforts, so I just put the same prompt across all the AI platforms to see the best result possible for the campaign. Meanwhile, I will show to you one of the successful generations made by Qwen, and what I really love here is that there is kind of motion blur. You cannot see the soapy texture inside the video, but at the same time there is no sharp texture. This one is less successful example with the same prompt, and Qwen by nature is dynamistic and interesting in terms of shots. So I really recommend you using Qwen for intermediate scenes which do not include the brand package, because Qwen, it distorts the brand package, and this is the task for Veo. The example which you have seen on the screen just right now, the generation from Veo with brand package, this is the state of video which I aim to achieve the simulative nature. With Qwen, with Kling, these are the notable vivid examples. They distort the text on the package, but Veo, it by nature has the simulation effect, which recreates realism, and basically you cannot tell that it's AI. This is the mastery. With Veo, it was way too realistic, so I will just go with this Qwen option. Next task is about filling the glass cup with chocolate protein milkshake from half to the full extent. I am recreating this task right now. I set 6 seconds for how long video should last, and by this I preserve my credits with this great gradation available on Higgsfield. I have also noticed that the shots which I have generated are not of that high quality, and it might affect final outcome, so I really recommend you to use Lupa AI to upscale the images. It's even better than, much better than Topaz on Higgsfield. I really recommend Lupa. I did with Veo Fast how the glass fills up, and I think that the result is great, the texture of the protein shake. And now we move on to the task with the hand. Since Kling gave a good result with the hand, the result which you can see on the screen, I will use the same technique. I copied the prompt and I just edit it according to how the glass blender with protein shake, it just disappears, it just goes away out of the frame. Again, if you have created a task once, you need to work on it more. If there is a similar task, you don't need to create everything from scratch. Save your efficiency.
Lupa AI has image editing tool in interface as Higgsfield, and I guess that it's secret Higgsfield's product. As we can see, the result from Kling is ready, and honestly I'm not satisfied with this video because the bottom of the blender changes and the splashing is not realistic inside the glass cup, so I will just switch onto Google Veo Fast, and I will use only 4 seconds to manage our credits. We only need small movement of how hand pours the milkshake, and also I have noticed that Kling, it hallucinates a lot, it adds magical details, so I don't recommend using Kling sometimes when it comes to commercial classic realism works. I start to fill in the new task. I put the ending frame into the start and in the end the new frame. I will use 6 seconds, and as well I adjust the prompt to make it more delicious. I check on the frames if they are correct inside the prompt bar, and I also check the credits usage. Because the hand is going to put on the whipped cream, and I guess that it will take longer time than 4 seconds. Perfect result from Veo. This is exactly what I needed compared to Kling. In the past time, I have noticed that my props of how the last scenes with filled up glass were not that of a high quality, so I will just enhance them with Lupa, because the input image influences the video generation. If you doubt whether your image is good enough for generating the video out of it, I would recommend, just in case, to upscale, because if the image is not upscaled and you just upload it into the video generator, you waste credits if you don't like the result. It is much costly to regenerate, to upscale the video rather than image from scratch. Why my images were not that of a high quality is because I suppose that if you re-upload images into Nano Banana and use the feature consistency, then the quality slightly drops. So in the future works of mine, I will just upscale from time to time, not all images, but when the quality starts to worsen, if I re-upload into Nano Banana, I will just use intermediate images upscaled with Lupa AI. Lupa AI shows outstanding results. I have never seen, honestly, such a good upscale. Look at how defined and interpixelated became the image. It's really amazing, and I will apply this special Lupa upscale on the product image. With the video, we got how whipped cream dispenser applies the whipped cream on top of the glass cup, I guess it's okay, but in the end we have this slight shuddering, the marker of VO fast, so I guess I will just delete it in the CapCut editing stage. I also have the editing mindset. Another technique to preserve your credits is to learn how to edit good. Because if you have Photoshop skill, Adobe Premiere Pro, or simple CapCut, you can manually adjust some scenes with the editing eye, and you don't have to regenerate anything because you know how to edit.
Now all the video shots are generated, and let's move on to video editing to create a cool advertisement.